let's talk about one of the biggest financial decisions you are ever going to make: choosing a real estate agent. Seriously, getting this right is probably way more important than you think.
So I've got a question for you, and it's a big one. Your home, it's almost certainly your biggest investment. So who are you actually trusting with it? It's a heavy question because if that trust gets broken, the fallout can be absolutely devastating.
I want to show you a number: $10.5 million. Just let that sink in for a second. So what is that number? Well, that's the high-end estimate of client money. We're talking down payments, commissions, all of it, that was allegedly stolen from just one single real estate brokerage. And this isn't some made-up story to scare you. This is a real-world 5-alarm fire. And that brings us to a really crucial case study: the iPro Realty scandal. It is a textbook example of just how badly things can go when the system fails. So look how this thing spiraled out of control. Back in May of 2025, the regulator, RICO, finds this huge hole in the client funds. But, and this is the crazy part, they wait until August to actually do something. By then, it was too late. The firm collapsed, 2,400 agents were left hanging, and a ton of client money just vanished. The government had to step in. It's a stark reminder that you can't always count on the regulators to protect you. You know, this whole mess really comes down to one core principle: fiduciary duty. It's a fancy term, but it's simple. It's the legal and ethical promise your agent makes to always act in your best interests. In the iPro case, that promise wasn't just broken, it was completely shattered. And that duty, it's the absolute bedrock of the entire relationship you have with your agent. Okay, I know this all sounds pretty terrifying, right? And it should, which brings us to the million-dollar question for anyone thinking about buying or selling a home. How in the world do you find an agent you can actually trust? Well, the answer isn't just to cross your fingers and hope you picked a good one. Nope. The answer is to have a system. So let's walk through your due diligence checklist. Think of it as a framework, a shield to protect yourself. All right, so here's the game plan. It's a 5-step process. First step, check their expertise. Have they actually sold houses in your neighborhood, or are they just talking a good game? Step 2, verify their integrity. You can and should look up their record with the regulators to see if there are any red flags. 3, what's their support system like? Do they have lawyers and finance pros backing them up? 4, can they actually crunch the numbers? We're talking real financial modeling for your investment. And finally, step 5, the trust assessment. You interview them to make sure their values and ethics are rock solid. Now, having a checklist is awesome, but it's just a piece of paper until you put it to work. To turn this checklist into real, actionable intelligence, you have to know the exact questions to ask. And it's super important to remember, you don't ask a buyer's agent the same stuff you'd ask a seller's agent. For a buyer's agent, you want to dig into their experience with financial models, and specifically, how many deals they've closed in the exact neighborhoods you're looking at. For a seller's agent, it's all about their marketing strategy and their stats, like their average sold to list price ratio. And for both of them, here's the non-negotiable. You ask to see their disciplinary history. Full transparency, no excuses. Okay, so we've talked about all the risks and we've gone through the checklist. Now let's flip the script. Let's look at what a truly great agent, someone who nails all these principles, actually looks like in the real world. This quote right here, this is everything. You're not just hiring someone to open doors and file paperwork. The real goal is to find a strategic advisor, someone who's going to be in your corner for one of the biggest moves of your life. So take a look at this background. You've got engineering degrees, an MBA. Does that look like the resume of your average real estate agent? Not at all. And that is exactly the point. This kind of deep analytical training brings a whole different and way more powerful set of skills to the table. And here's how that background translates into skills that actually protect you. We're talking 2 decades in strategic management, serious data analysis, financial modeling. Hey, those sound familiar, right? They're the same things from our due diligence checklist. This is what it looks like when an agent can truly analyze the market, model your investment, and negotiate from a place of data-driven strength, not just a gut feeling. And look, it's not just about them saying they're good at what they do. You want outside proof. When you see third-party validation, awards like Ottawa's 40 Under 40 or the Immigrant Entrepreneur Award, that's a sign of a real commitment to excellence that other people have recognized. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final thought.
The next time you're thinking about hiring an agent, ask yourself this one simple question. Is this person just here to open doors for me, or are they truly equipped to secure my financial future? Because believe me, the answer to that question will make all the difference in the world.